Let's do this question using an alternative method. We will be using algebra here. We know that James had bought a shirt and Victor had bought a pen. Let's assume that the price of the pen is X dollars. Now, Victor would have spent X dollars on the pen. One of the key points says that the price of the shirt was twice the price of the pen. So, James would have spent 2 times the amount that Victor had spent, which means the shirt is 2x dollars. So, the price of the shirt is 2x. The next key point states that Victor was left with $9 more than what he had spent. So, this is the amount that Victor had spent, and he would be left with $9 more. So, the total amount he was left with would be X dollars plus $9. Finally, we know that Victor had twice as much money left as James. So, the amount of money that James will be left with is half of what Victor was left with. To find this, we can't just divide this entire block by half. We have to divide this block by half and then this block by half. So James would be left with half of this block and half of this block, which is $4.5. So the total will be 0.5x or half of x plus $4.5. We know that they both had a total of $90. So the total amount that they spent plus the total amount that they were left with would give us the total, which is $90. With this, we can move on to do our calculation. Let's find the total in terms of x. It would be x, which is the price of the pen, plus 2x, which is the price of the shirt, plus x plus 9, which is the amount that Victor was left with, plus 0.5x plus 4.5, which is the amount that James was left with. And this will be the total, which is 90. So, 4.5x plus 13.5 is equal to 90, which means 4.5x is equal to 90 minus 13.5. We can find the value of x by taking 76.5 and dividing it by 4.5. To get rid of the decimal, we multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 10. We would get 765 divided by 45. Since 45 is a big number, let's simplify it by dividing both the numerator and denominator by 5. 45 divided by 5 gives us 9. 765 divided by 5 gives us 153. Now we can do the division easily. We divide 153 by 9 to get 17. So x would be equal to $17. We have to find the price of the pen, and that is x. So our answer is $17. Now let's do part B. We have to find the amount James had at first. This would be the total amount that James spent plus the total amount that James was left with. So James at first had 2x plus 0.5x plus 4.5, which will be 2.5 times 17, which is the value of x, plus 4.5, which gives us 42.5 plus 4.5, which will be $47. So James had $47 at first. Let's check this question. We know that James had $47 at first. Let's find the amount that Victor had at first. It would be the amount that he had spent plus the amount that he was left with, which is x plus 9, which is 17 plus 17 plus 9, which gives us $43. The total amount would be the amount that James had at first plus the amount that Victor had at first. This gives us $90, which is already given in the question as the total. So our answer and working is correct.